All right, so I got a lot of things new here that I'm trying to work with. You'll notice, first time ever, well, since I started using my other camera, no black speck. I'm super excited about that. I finally got this new camera. It's a DSLR. Ended up buying this Canon SL2. It's a cool little camera and the video function on it is killer good. So I'm excited to be using this camera instead of my black spec camera, which is right here. It's going back to Canon. It's getting sent back. Anyway, I wanted to do this video today in response to a whole bunch of questions that I've been getting both on social media, here on YouTube, emails, all kinds of stuff, talking about how does a normal guy with a normal income big game hunt the West. It's becoming such a rich man's game, and that is so true. Tag prices are going up. We saw huge tag bumps, cost bumps in Wyoming this year and other places. So it can be discouraging. And you guys know this, I'm not a big money guy, far from it. I'm getting by on, a little bit of income, and my budget for hunting is incredibly tight. So I thought I would share with you guys some of the tips that I've learned to plan my hunts and to help me be able to hunt more and more each year, not just in my home state of Utah, but throughout the West. So I'm gonna give you guys kind of a state-by-state breakdown of the states that I know. It's gonna be very basic. Anything more than this, you'll have to just kind of dive into on your own. There's a ton of resources out there for that. This is just gonna be a brief overview. So I'm gonna start with Utah. Utah's my home state, so obviously I get to put in as a resident. I have a really good chance of drawing a general season deer tag, and then I can also purchase an over-the-counter elk tag every year. Now, some things that changed this year in Utah. Over-the-counter elk tags, you can now purchase an elk tag that allows you to hunt all 3 hunts. It's a little bit more money, but you can hunt archery, rifle, and muzzleloader with that tag. Or I believe you can still purchase a single season tag for less money. Also, they have in Utah spike tags, so that'll allow you to go on some premium elk units and hunt spike elk with a rifle, archery equipment, or a muzzleloader. So there's a lot of opportunity there. Non-resident tag prices are fairly reasonable. Deer tags, I think, I should have these numbers, but I think a non-resident Utah deer tag is like, I'm gonna say 300 bucks, and an elk tag is like, give me 2 seconds, I'll look this up right here. I should know, but obviously I don't, because I don't hunt as a non-resident in my state. And at the time that I'm making this video, the draw has passed. You're not gonna be able to put in for this year, so this will be for the coming ones, just so you can know what to plan. Okay, so here are the tag prices. Non-resident general season deer is 268 bucks. For elk, they're 393 bucks. Unless you draw a premium tag, then they're 800. So that's what you're looking at in the state of Utah. Really a $400 elk tag comparably is pretty cheap. So that's what you can do in Utah, but you gotta know what to expect. If you're gonna be thinking and considering hunting a general season tag in Utah, which this will be for next year, obviously the draw is passed, you need to do some work getting to know your units. One of the best things you can do for that, I've talked about them in the past, is Scout to Hunt. That's one of the partners that I work with. They run basically a series of trail cameras. You can go unit to unit, look at the cameras they have out, and see the kind of quality of animals that are there. This is a pretty good tool for Utah. It's just kind of branching out into other states for now, but Utah is probably the hot spot for it. They also just added some new features where you can filter by the gender of the animal. So you can, like, say if you're looking for bucks or bulls or whatever. And then they also added a couple new features, but I think just to get the new features, you just have to uninstall the app and reinstall it. But it's a membership-based thing. I've talked about it in the past. I'll link it down below in the description. I have a promo code that can save you some money on their stuff. But Scout to Hunt is a good resource. There's a few other out there, like online resources. I work with Epic Outdoors a little bit too. They're a good resource for planning hunts. So that's kind of a breakdown on Utah. I'll hunt Utah this year. I'll buy the tag that allows you to hunt all 3 hunts. And I will also hopefully have a general season deer tag in Utah, but not for sure. Another one that I'm planning on hunting this year is Colorado. So Colorado also, the draw just closed, but the cool thing about Colorado is that leftover deer tags will go for sale on the Colorado Fish and Game website, but you do want to be ready. You want to go onto the Colorado Fish and Game site ahead of time, have your information entered in, so when those tags come available, you can buy them quickly because they will go fast. And about once a week, they'll get on and they'll put leftover tags on. So you can buy deer tags that way. And I basically, my thing for Colorado is I know I'm probably not gonna have a Utah general season deer tag this year, so I put in for a muzzleloader tag in Colorado, and then I put in for a few third and fourth season tags that I probably won't draw for a few years, but a muzzleloader tag that I have a decent chance of, and that tag is $300 and something, pretty inexpensive. Idaho, last year I spent about $1,000 between a $600 elk tag and about a $350 deer tag. And then a license to hunt Idaho. There's a lot of good over-the-counter options in Idaho as far as units go. We saw a lot of deer, saw a lot of elk, but it requires some homework. And for Idaho, I mean, in any state really, the best thing you can do is find somebody on social media that you know from that area and trade them information. Maybe they want to hunt your home state. If you're from the east, maybe they want to come out and hunt where you're from, and just swap them a little info so you can find out a good starting point. And then get on Google Earth, get on Go Hunt, get on Scout to Hunt. I mean, whatever these websites are for whatever state you're looking at, start doing a little bit of research. That planning that you put in ahead of time will pay you back in the long run. Okay, so another thing that you can do to ensure success when you hunt out of state, you should plan on going before your hunt starts. So say your hunt starts the 4th or 5th of October, whatever it might be. Get out there 2 days before your hunt starts. Invest those couple days getting to know the area, getting to know the roads, glassing, and finding an animal that you could possibly want to take early in the hunt. And remember, just because you're going out of state and making a big deal out of it, don't be afraid to pull the trigger on the first day. And then spend the rest of your time fishing. A lot of these states include a fishing license when you buy a hunting license or when you buy tags. Go on an adventure, see some places, stay a little while, camp, hang out. It's, don't be afraid to pull the trigger. It's better to take that meat home than regret it, at least my point of view. Some people don't feel regret if they don't feel a tag, and that's okay too, but that's kind of my personal point of view. If you see an animal the first day that you like and that you want to kill, just do it, take care of it. Another thing that's gonna be a big concern when you hunt out of state is how do you get meat home? Hauling it across state lines, long distance, if you're driving 10, 15 hours, it can be a challenge. But that's where you want to have some good coolers. And I like to have even a dedicated ice cooler, just one cooler that's full of blocks of ice, maybe a smaller cooler, and then have a big cooler available too. And if I kill an elk or a deer, quarter it, put it in the big cooler, put some blocks of ice in, take the stuff, the food that was in the big cooler, maybe put it in one of the smaller ones, rearrange your gear, head for home, head for the butcher. You can also have them cut and wrapped wherever you're at. Any of these small towns you're gonna stay in will have a butcher. You just have to make an additional trip out to pick your meat up or to arrange shipping, and that can be expensive, but just take it home usually is what I do. Go home and butcher it there. Another good one that I've done last year for the first time was Arizona. You can buy over-the-counter deer tags in Arizona that are archery, and you can hunt the deer through the rut. And then, so like you can buy a tag that starts January 1st, and then you can also hunt that same tag through the end of the year if you don't kill anything during the first of the year hunts. So that's cool. I was lucky enough to harvest to kill a buck this year in Arizona. That's the first out-of-state animal that I've really ever killed. So I'm just looking at a way to do this on a budget. So that's a super brief rundown. There's websites out there that will be able to give you a better breakdown of all these states and how you can hunt them and how you can go about it. But those are the few that I wanted to tell you about. So I'll link Scout to Hunt down below. You guys can look at them and check them out. The other thing with Scout to Hunt is like, they'll start checking their trail cameras and updating them more frequently. So as your hunt gets closer, you'll get updated results. During the wintertime, they can't check them all the time because of the snow. Obviously, they can't get to some of them. But during the hunts and stuff, they get a lot more frequently checked. You can go through and filter and see kind of the bucks that are in the area. So anyway, that's just cool. But there are a lot of things you can do to save money in the hunt on a budget. A lot of it revolves around the gear that you choose to use. Everybody's got their gear, their different things. But one of the biggest things I've done to save money is I don't stay in hotels. Hotels to me, I mean, you're gonna pay, $50 to $150 a night for a hotel. If I'm going on an extended trip like a week, I'll stay in a hotel one night. So I'll get out there and I just throw out in my bedroll. That was one of the biggest things I could do to justify the cost of these canvas cutter bedrolls, is just know you stay in a hotel 3 nights, you cover the cost of your bedroll. Sleep out. Get used to sleeping outside. Once you do it all the time, it's not a big deal anymore. And then maybe one time during the week, run in, go to a hotel, sleep, live the high life a little bit, wash your clothes, whatever it is you need to do, and then get back out into the hills. And there's a lot you can do with like food and meal planning and stuff like that, and I'll probably make some videos on that down the road. But if you grocery shop instead of eating out, you can save yourself money. If you, meal plan, eat real food, Dutch oven, cook. Don't be afraid to do it on the cheap. You can buy a couple $100s in groceries instead of spending several $100s on restaurants and gas station food, which is crap. You'll get better food anyway. So that's a big thing that you can do. That's kind of some stuff that you can do. So one thing that I have to do is I have to budget year round to be able to afford the tags. So I tried last year to do this and I spread myself really thin. I spread myself over all these states because I wanted to go out and hunt everything that I could and make all this content. And I think I would have been better off just trying to hunt a couple states really thoroughly. So if you plan on saving, say you want to hunt, Idaho is a good example. Say you want to hunt deer and elk in Idaho. You're going to plan on spending about $1,000 between tags and your license. Now that seems like a lot of money, but really that's $80 a month that you need to save for 1 year, like leading up to your hunt. You'll also have a few $100s in fuel, obviously, and food and things like that. But if you cut out something as simple as buying soda or gas station food or whatever it might be, just dumb little things, and put that money into a savings account, you can hunt the West, you can hunt a different state every year. And start building your time off, start doing the things you need to do to get out of work, because if you prioritize it, you'll do it. If you leave it to the last minute, you'll just end up bumping it till next year. I've done that so many times where I've been like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go hunt Idaho. Then it gets down to like the month before and I haven't saved, I haven't budgeted. Start now. Get a separate savings account or an envelope in your sock drawer or whatever it is, and just start squirreling away that little bit of money when it comes up. If you're a shed hunter and you sell your antlers, sock that money away. If you have some gear that you're not using, sell it. Use that money to fund a trip. I promise you guys, one of the biggest things that I've learned from this is there is so much more joy in experiences than there is in things. If you got a jet ski sitting in the garage that you don't ride, sell that thing and go on a Western hunt. You will never get back your time. You'll never regret taking that big chance, going on a big adventure. And go with your friends, go with your family, make a trip out of it and make it something memorable. Take a camera, take pictures, record it, video it, make a YouTube video, whatever you want to do, but invest in your experiences and you'll end up so much happier. So this has been a lot of me rambling, I understand that. And these are just a bunch of ideas that I threw together, and I want to do more about how to do the food prep and the cooking, because that's something I really enjoy. I love cooking, and I'll probably do some videos further on about how to cook entire meals in only dirty one Dutch oven, or we have a roast that we love to do where we'll throw it in the coals all day while we're gone and come back and eat it at night, and it's really good. But that's kind of a good thing to do. Go with your friends, split fuel, split your costs, go have an adventure. I promise you'll never regret it. You'll never regret investing in experiences. So anyway, I hope this had some helpful tips. If you guys have any questions about hunting the West, if you have any questions about getting out of state, how to go about it, places to avoid, places to see, let me know. I'm not gonna be able to answer all your questions because I'm just like a lot of you guys, I'm just getting into hunting out of state, but I can answer some questions and I can probably tell you some things that I learned from doing things wrong, so those are kind of some of the tips. Anyway, that's it for this. So this is all learn as you go kind of thing. I'm not an expert on the subject by any means. I have friends that are experts on the subject and I lean on them pretty heavily. The guys at Epic Outdoors are an awesome resource for this kind of stuff too. So start thinking about it for next year. If you can swing it this year, start thinking about it for this year. Get out there, hunt, and I hope you guys have some good success and some good luck. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching this video, staying with me through all my rambling today. I hope it made sense. Hope it has value for some of you guys. If not, let me know. Before we go, I want to know what your guys' best tips are for hunting out of state. What mistakes you've made, what successes you've seen, some good things to do and some things maybe not to do. Also comment below, let me know that, and let me know what your plans are for hunting out of state in the future. Thanks for watching, guys. If you'd go ahead and hit that subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. I'm gonna have a bunch more videos along this lines of hunting out west on a budget, the financial side, the cooking side, and let me know what you think. Thanks, guys.